everybody, welcome to the first vlog of December. I'm gonna do one a week and I'll just take you guys along with me. I won't be doing whole days. I will just be kind of filming the highlights that I want to remember, that I want to document, and then I'll be putting them together in a week vlog. So that's the format that I did last year and it worked well for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and I hope that you will enjoy it this year. So the day that I am filming this, it is Saturday, the last Saturday in November, so Black Friday was yesterday. And we have a sick one in the house. We have for the past week. We didn't have our normal Thanksgiving gatherings because of that. But we have had a good time. We went and picked out our Christmas tree and it is absolutely enormous. So we have all of the lights on it. That's the part that always takes the longest. I always get my hands all scratched up. We do the big like C7 and C9 lights. I have some strands of both. So I got those on the tree, and I also have next to me the tree in my bedroom. We got it down. I did mention in one of my last vlogs that I was going to change the lights. So I got them changed.
Mommy, you got another one you found.
Thank you. You can hang it on the tree.
Thanks.
So we've got it all decorated. I did make one change to it this year, and down at the bottom, last year I had sort of a drop cloth material that was beige, and I liked that. But this year I had gotten a blanket scarf actually to use at the pumpkin carving party, just to lay on top of hay bales for the hayride. And I thought, I wonder how that would look stuffed in the little basket that I made last year, and I think I like the way that it looks. So anyway, I may change it, but for now I'm going to keep it. Also this morning I hung up some of my bells in our wreath on the front door, and you will have already seen that video on those little DIY bells that I did. I think they turned out really good. I'm pleased with them, especially because, like I think I mentioned in the video, for me, if I'm doing something DIY, I don't want it to take a ton of time, a ton of materials, and then only look mediocre. And I'm really pretty pleased with how they look. Also, not to mention, the supplies were pretty inexpensive and you can do a lot with those supplies. So if somebody else in my family had bells that they wanted to DIY, or if I wanted to acquire a couple more, I could do that and the cost wouldn't change. It would be the same because I already have the materials. But anyway, like I said, we are home and today's project is kind of to decorate the tree. So I am going to go in there and we'll get started on that. It is Wednesday already. It's been kind of a crazy couple of days. So we got the Christmas tree, we got it put up. I didn't actually film any of that, but we got it all put up. And then it ended up falling down. So we could tell it was leaning and we readjusted it. And then later on I said, I think that's still leaning some more. And then while we actually were not home, thankfully, it fell. We only lost 3 ornaments and they weren't super sentimental, but yeah, so I had to muster up the motivation to decorate it a second time, and so it is all done, but it is up, it is beautiful. And then we have just kind of passed a little bit of sickness around our house. Actually, we were supposed to do some school today with some other families, and that got canceled because almost all of the families are sick. It was gonna be just like 3 families there, so we are just staying home. But thankfully everybody here feels pretty well right now, so I'm thankful for that. Last night I stayed up late just trying to get the decor mainly finished. I had done the tree in 1 or 2 other areas, and then between sickness in our house and redoing the tree and just different little things, I hadn't got it done. So yesterday Andy and I went to Aldi and we went to Hobby Lobby. So I've got 2 special things that I want to show you, kind of treats, kind of impulse buys that I bought for us, and then I'll kind of show you some of the things that I'm doing today. So on Black Friday I actually photographed a wedding, and it was a winter wonderland Christmas themed wedding. It was so fun. but they had greenery, beautiful real greenery all along the tables. And if you'll remember from my vlog videos last year, I made my own wreaths, I made my own garland, just out of the trimmings from our tree and then stuff that I'd cut from the woods at my parents'. So it comes to the end of the wedding and I just see everybody throwing all of this beautiful greenery in the trash, and I don't mind. I was like, can I take some of this? They're like, sure, do you want a trash bag? So I brought home 2 bags of beautiful pine and cedar, just all kinds of stuff. So I already used some of it last night, and I did something on our kitchen table that I think I'm really gonna love this Christmas season, so I'll show you that as well. I do want to make a larger garland to go in our kitchen like I did last year. I may also make some little things for the living room, and I'm toying with the idea of making a little greenery piece to set on top of the mailbox. I just think that might be kind of festive to have out by the road. So I'm gonna get started on those things. Look at all of this greenery. This looks like cedar that's still like kind of seeded, and then there's some of this variety of what looks like cedar. There's some of this longleaf pine, and then tons of trimmings from our tree. Okay, so it is much later. I got the garland done. It is up in the kitchen. I'm very pleased with it. I may add something to it, I'm not sure. You'll have seen by now that little DIY I did with the bells. I would love to have a couple more bells maybe to add into that, but I don't know if I'll do that or not. We'll see. But it feels good to have that done. I made the big garland, and then I also made 3 little swags to go on our living room frames. So once I get that all put together, I'll show that to you. But I mentioned those couple of things that I found at Aldi and at Hobby Lobby, so let me show you those. Okay, so I have mentioned this maybe 2 or 3 years in a row now. This is from Aldi. If you followed me for any length of time, Aldi's my favorite place to grocery shop. I enjoy the experience. I enjoy the prices. But this is their dark drizzled kettle corn, and they come out with it at Christmas time. And it is just, I think it is perfect. There's another company, I believe the name is Popcorn Indiana, and it comes in a red bag, and they sell it at least at Walmart, maybe other places, and it's very similar to this. But I saw that they also had another flavor, so they have this peppermint one, and I have not tried it yet, and I'm not really in the mood to eat any right now, so I will keep you posted on that one. But those are my Aldi finds. And then I went to Hobby Lobby looking for some things to decorate with at church, and everything in their Christmas area is 60% off. At least it is right now. So I got this roll of wrapping paper, full price. It was $9.99, so 60% off of that. And it's a good little bit of wrapping paper. I don't know if you can see how thick the roll is, but that is one of the nice things about the Hobby Lobby paper I noticed, was that there's a lot on each roll. But I just thought this was the most darling paper. I really don't need it. I went shopping after Christmas last year. I can link that video below. But I try to stock up at the end of the season every year and just buy a few little things that I need. But I went back and forth, and I was like, you know what? This is so cute. I'm just going to get it. So those are my little impulse buys there. And I did remember that to go along with this, I had some gift toppers from last year. So let me grab those. So I've showed this in years past, but this is how I store our wrapping supplies. So this is just a little zip top container. I found it at a yard sale actually. And it fits everything nicely and keeps it out of the way. I just store it under our bed. So I've got my rolls of wrapping paper here. So this is Christmas as well as other occasions. And you can kind of see what I mean. Like, here's an example of a roll of wrapping paper from Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree does have some cute designs, but you see there's like barely anything on there, which is, you know, why they're $1. And then you compare that with the new roll, which is much more substantial. So I'm just going to add that in. This is where I keep all of my Christmas bags. They're all stuffed in one Christmas bag, so they'll stay organized. And then These are all of my other occasion bags, and then underneath I have boxes. But this was what I was thinking about related to my new paper. This is where I keep all of my extra toppers and things that aren't just regular bows. Regular bows I keep over here. But these are just all the little special things that I might want to use to top a gift. In fact, I cut out this picture from a magazine last year that I was inspired by that just had all of these pretty little gift toppers. So last year when I was shopping after Christmas, I had found these. These I had from years past, and I've used them before. But then I found these for the girls in the family. So I think that this new little paper with these on top for the girls might just be too much for me to handle. I just think that is so darling. So, like I said, I bought enough for all the little girls in the family to get one, and that's just so sweet. The other thing that I keep in here is a gift tag press. This was a thrift find, actually, that my cousin Emily found for me, and I keep it in here. I do have some, stickered gift tags as well, just to make it easy. But when I want to do a little something extra, I have 2 packs of holiday paper, and I can go through and just find the pattern that I want. So I've done that for many years, and sometimes you can see there where I've cut some out. Sometimes that just kind of makes a nice little tag. But anyway, tonight is not going to be my wrapping night. I've not quite got everything all together yet, so I'm just going to put this all back under the bed for now. But this little combination, I'm just over the moon about that. It's so cute. So I said tonight was not going to be the big wrapping night, and it's not. But the day that I'm filming this little clip, tomorrow is December 1st. And something that I had got for the kids, for them to open on December 1st. This is not like an ongoing tradition for us. This is just something I decided to do this year. I bought them a DVD. So we have a collection of holiday DVDs, and I just keep them in a basket that's where all the holiday DVDs are. And I didn't have this version of The Grinch, and it used to be, certain things stream for free and then they take them off and stuff. So it used to be for free on maybe Netflix, and now it's not anymore. And so I've been looking pretty much all year. When we'd go in the thrift store, I would just check the DVDs and see if they'd have this one. This is still relatively new in terms of like finding a DVD at a thrift store. This was 2018. So I didn't think I'd find it. And I never did. So finally, I just went ahead and ordered it on Amazon. So that's going to be their little December 1st present that they get to open early. And on that note, I was in Walmart today, and I was looking at their DVDs, and they had such a nice holiday display and some really good combinations. One that they had was they had Christmas with the Cranks and the Holiday, which those are 2 of my personal favorites, and it was on a DVD set for $5. So I thought that was a good deal. I do actually have both of those on DVD because they're favorites of mine. But I thought that was a good deal. And then they also had the Peanuts set, which is just classic. So anyway, if you are looking for, you'd like to have some DVDs because you can't always get everything streaming, Walmart seems to have some good options. So I'm going to wrap this, and then I'm going to put a little more thought into our Advent. I'll talk a little bit more about kind of what we're thinking of doing for Advent, just little simple things. I'll touch on that when I catch up with you tomorrow. Well, happy December 1st, you guys. Today is the day. I don't know, it feels very monumental. It's just exciting. I want to show you what we are doing for Advent. It's very simple. I think it can be very easy to get overwhelmed by the wealth of materials and resources available to us for Advent. I know that with me personally, I have felt like that, and I've felt like, am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? Maybe I'm missing out on something that's really cool or really important. And also, like, my kids are really young, so this is, we're just kind of in that business of building traditions and kind of moving through and trying things and seeing what we like and what we don't like. And you know, every year I think you kind of hold on to some things and you do some new things, and maybe you let go of some things. So I have mentioned Shelby Goodman before. If you are on Instagram, I would highly recommend following her. But she also has a blog, I believe, and I will link her down below. She's such an inspirational person in terms of mothering, in terms of loving your spouse well. I just really appreciate her content genuinely. And she has free Advent calendar cards available on her blog. And really what they are for is just to focus outward and focus on other people. We've actually already done some of them just by happenstance. It's just stuff that we already do anyway. So I want to go through and I want to just show you the cards, and then I'm going to show you a few of my favorites, and then I'm going to sit down and kind of just cut some of them out. I don't really know yet what I'm going to do as far as like displaying them, and are we going to do one every day. Of course, she has this beautiful canvas pocket Advent calendar that's like a wall hanging, but it is $99. And I just don't really feel like we need that right now. Again, it is beautiful, lovely, but I just don't really feel like it's something that's, you know, I think I can figure out a way to do it here that I'm happy with. So, I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned to see how I display them and how I kind of present them to the kids every day, but I want to show you the cards. Okay, so here are the cards. There are 6 sheets, and it's just a PDF that you can just print. So she has 2 pages that it calls them Be the Gift, and so they are definitely more along the lines of the outward things. A few that stood out to me, I mean, they're all lovely. A few that stood out to me were make a snack box for the postal workers, and I had already thought about giving one of our Christmas cards to our mail lady anyway, so that might be something that we do. Visit a nursing home. We actually just did that. This one, I would say this one got me the most. Fill a hospital vending machine with quarters. The care and thought that goes behind this one just about makes me emotional, just to think not only giving, but who you're giving to, and knowing that, you know, likely someone that's in the hospital may be going through a hard time. So love that one. This is also one that I'm very, very excited about. It's funny that they're both the same mistletoe print, but I'm very, very excited about a thrift trip to pick out sibling gifts. I think this will require a lot of direction. My kids are 5 and 3, and I think that it will be very hard for them to focus on each other rather than themselves. But that's kind of the point, right? So very excited about those. And then some of these are just fun family memory making moments. So anyway, I'm not going to go over all of them, but reading the Christmas story from the Bible, visit a Christmas tree farm, we've done that. Attend a holiday show, we may be doing that. Going caroling, a lot of times we do that. We don't do this, and I think that this would be really, really special. Just memorize a verse together as a family. And then this inspired me because I am a little bit of a control freak when it comes to wrapping presents. So sorry. And I think that it would be great to have the kids wrap presents of their own. So maybe when they do this thrift trip to pick out sibling gifts, maybe I will pair that with maybe the next day having them wrap their own Christmas presents. So anyway, there's just a few of my favorites. Start a holiday puzzle, just so many fun things. And then she includes a blank one also, which I thought was so insightful, so that you can write your own. So anyway, like I said, I will link her information down below. And that's really kind of what we're doing. Apart from being present, trying to remember the true meaning of the season, we are believers, so just trying to keep that in mind. We do have Advent devotionals that were given to us from church, and I think I'll try as much as possible to include them in the reading of that. Even if they don't internalize all of it, it will still be, they'll still be hearing it. And I think those two things are really it. I would love to know what you do with your family for Advent. If you would just let me know down below, or if your children are grown and maybe you did something every Advent with them growing up. I'm just so curious to see, what everybody does differently. I also wanted to show you our Christmas cards. I don't know if you remember the Christmas saga from last year. I ordered cards from Walmart. They did not come. I think it was just a fluke thing. So then I ordered replacement cards from Walgreens, got a refund from Walmart, and then they sent my cards like the week of Christmas. It was just the most bizarre thing. My sister ordered her Christmas cards last year on my recommendation because I said, they've got really great prices, you should go with them. And her cards came in just fine and mine did not. Whatever. So this year I went with Amazon Prince. The reason I went with Amazon was their pricing was fairly reasonable, and also if you have Amazon Prime you get free shipping. So you just have to pay attention. Just because a website says that their cards are 50% off doesn't mean that you're still going to get a really good deal. Just keep that in mind. I really am so happy with how they turned out. I think I got them early Thanksgiving week, and so I'm really pleased that we had them so early, and my plan is to have them all handed out by this weekend. I gave a lot out at church this week. I've given some out by hand, and I plan to give all of them out so that they will just be done. But I'm really pleased with how those turned out this year.
We're doing M&M math. 2 green plus 2 red.
Okay.
So I'll take 2 red, 2 green, and I'll put them up here.
Okay. Hey everybody, today is Sunday. We just got back from church, and I want to take a minute to show you that area of decor that I mentioned, that it's somewhere where I used some of the greenery, and I think I'm really going to like it, both for the function and the decor aspect. So I want to take a second and show you that. So the one area that I did a little different this year was our centerpiece on the dining table. Now don't pay attention to the table. It is in bad need of refinishing, and it's just not something we've prioritized. But I'm going to insert a picture here to show you when I had a few other desserts here. I just really loved the idea of having something that's functional but also beautiful. And throughout the Christmas season, we are just sometimes overwhelmed with sweet treats, things that we make, things that people give us. And I thought this would be a nice way to display it. Also, I've noticed that people partake of it more if it's on display. I've noticed these cookies going missing, and if you'll notice, there's only one left. So I think that having them on a beautiful display encourages people to take them more often. Now, the greenery, if it starts to look pretty crispy over time, then I may switch that out for a wreath or some faux greenery. But for right now, this is what I've gone with, and I have just been pleasantly surprised by how much I've liked this display. And with that, that's going to conclude my first Christmas vlog video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I did get a chance to go to a lights display with some friends on Friday evening, so I'm going to end with some footage of that. You guys enjoy, and I will be talking to you in the next one.